I had to talk to a friend of mine who basically, I can't really go near these sample sheets anymore because I've ordered lots of them and they're familiar on who I am. So, no, I can't order them. But my friends, on the other hand, they can't order them. So, one of my good friends was nice enough to go in and basically put an order for a sample sheet so I can get the Surface. I've had the Surface before, but he actually did me a big favor. He's got 5 of them. We got 5 of these Surfaces coming to us. Actually, one of the most advanced version, which is the 0.8. We had the 0.8 in before, but we're going to get 5 of these now. 5 of these samples of these top line screens. I got some new ones too we're getting in. So a good friend of mine made the call. He took care of the order for me, so we have it coming in. Because I can't go in and I can't make the call because they know who I am. So that doesn't work out too well. So anyway, we'll get a chance to test our technology, the FLE, because we've already did this on a 8 technology, which is under our Supreme 8. We did it against a certified screen. Now we're going to get our chance to be able to test this on our technology and also too on our future gunmetal technology. Let me see. So right now we're doing like a half and half. I'm doing where half of the screen is on our black technology and the other half is on the white surface that we have around our screen. I like to show up our technology's capability. 4K, no screensaver. But anyway, yeah, we have it on its way. See, that's why it's at the end of the day, if your products work, you're not afraid to test your stuff. You shouldn't be afraid to test your stuff at all. We have the diamond zero edge under the table. We have, I'm going over to pick up my sample sheet from storage, which I got to go in there and dig around. I got to find that sample sheet. I know it's in there. It's the Elite Dark Star 9, so we can do demonstrations on that. And we're going to be picking up this, parallel. I think it's a parallel, if I'm saying it correctly, or PARALLAX. I'm saying I got to learn to say the screen correctly when I'm on camera. This is fantastic because we do need these sample sheets for the Imperial gunmetal. And also to some of the black technology. We're definitely going to need those sample sheets. So I cannot wait. As I said before, we do not back down when it comes to testing our products because we like to make sure our products are working 100%. We have smarter screens, which I do advise people at the end of the day, if you are making an accusation that your product is the best, to definitely test against this company. They have a fantastic screen there. It is great for, at the end of the day, like I said, if you're claiming to have a product that's good, that's the screen you need to go against. Let me see where I want to go on here. I'm going to do, when I do the Expo, I'm going to do one screen with our black technology on one side and one with a certified white on the other side. That's exactly how I'm going to set it up. So we have a few challenges. Every certified screen we test, we expect for everyone to test the same thing we're doing at the same time. It shouldn't be hard to do. It's very easy to do. And you're going to have to be in a fully lit environment. See the environment we're sitting at right now? Nice and bright. You're going to have to be in this kind of environment so it'll be very well lit. So all certified screens that we test, everyone will test them with us. And the first one, which is going to be your worst one, will be this company. This is going to be a serious threat to you. So this will let you see, because sometimes the reality doesn't kick in for some people. It doesn't. I'm talking about for everybody. The reality doesn't kick in. I'm not talking about certified screens. Certified screens are good. Those are the ones you're going to have to test against. Screen paint makers, you're going to have to test against these screens. So if you've got advertising on your site that you're saying that you can compete with $6,000, $7,000 screens, you're going to have to prove this, which means you're going to have to match every screen that we do from now on. It could be worse. I could request environments. You know what our ambient light environments look like. They're nightmares. So you'll probably have to do that also too. So under every demonstration we do, on-site, off-site, doesn't make a difference. There'll be something that says challenge underneath of it. That means you'll have to complete the exact same demonstration. I told you at the end of the day that the battles that we take on are not about you. They never were. They're about certified screens. That's why we order them. They're about certified screens. But again, if you want to throw your hat in the ring, we have no problem with accepting. So First screen you'll test against is called Smarter Surface. Be warned, this is an extremely good one right here. This is going to give you a hard way to go. If your screen cannot pick up the Infinity One black level, and this technology can pick it up, you're going to have a problem. So since you claimed at the end of the day that your product is not needed, oh, keep in mind, these are companies, all right? So you slander their product, they will have you in court quick. They do not play around. So certifieds do not play around. So if you're going to go against one of these screens, do not tamper with their product. Do not hit them with projectors that they do not use and don't require for their technology. Don't stick them in the same dark environment your screen's going to sit in, because they can sit in much higher environments than you. That's why they cost that kind of money at the end of the day, because they're much better form of technology. Now, I've seen people do that. They'll get an expensive certified and they'll stick it in the same dark environment with them. No, don't do that. Your environment should look like this. So yeah, my friend made the phone call. He took care of it because, again, we can't go in and pick it up because they know who I am. So again, he went and got it, but he got lucky. He got 5. We got 5 of these surfaces coming to us. 5. You know how petty the naysayers are, how terrified they are of us basically getting the job done. The reason why I had my friend take care of this too also is because these guys will contact the company and say, hey, a certain person, so and so, they're like that. They do stuff like that. They are. They're very scared of everything we do. They try to sabotage everything we do because they know that we can complete it. They don't need us raising the bar any higher. Every time we raise the bar a little higher, it means they have to work a little harder, and people will question them on whether they can do what they can do. Gentlemen, I'm having a conversation right here on black technology, and it's sitting half on the white surface underneath of it at 4,000 lumens. That's why we tell you, any projector we get in our arsenal, it won't work on a white screen, and it won't read on a gray screen. Let's go to OLED demonstrations. So I'm looking at all the certified screens I've tested. What would be the best ones? Diamond's definitely one. OLED demonstration. What's another one? Well, the Darkstar 9. Really, really dark screen. I mean, it is dark. That's actually very good. We already have that. Just got to dig through the storage area and find it because there's a lot going on in there. And we got to find Old Faithful because I need my 1,000 lumen projector badly. And the other one would be that one. I have that coming in now. I am not one kind of person at the end of the day that sits there and makes statements and don't back them up. I back it up. I saw that screen was 6 screen. We tested it already on the 8. I want to see how it performs on the technology we have now under FLE technology. And I do want to see exactly how it's going to go against an inferior gunmetal. That would be interesting. A screen that's marketed under $300 versus a screen worth $6 grand. And again, all I have to do is just show them my test results, because I did ask when I did call. I didn't call for anything that they had because again, it wouldn't have worked. I wouldn't have gotten anything anyway. See, that's the difference between me and these people at the end of the day. You can call in and get these screens. I can't, because they know who I am. If they don't know who you are, then they don't consider you to be a threat at the end of the day. So they don't care if you come to get their stuff, because they know at the end of the day, your great products can't beat that certified screen. And it's not going to happen. So you're not considered to be a threat. Me, on the other hand, I have a very difficult time obtaining the surface because they know my technology can do it. So that shows you where I stand and where you stand at the end of the day. Black Diamonds never sent you a cease and desist order, have you? No, they send us that stuff because they know at the end of the day what our technology is designed to do. All right, then, you're not considered to be a threat. Anyway, so with that being said, it's harder for us to obtain what we want for doing side-by-side demonstrations. Very hard. So we have to go other ways to get it. Now, when I contact these companies, mind you, like I said, I'm just going to ask them simple questions. When are you guys going to develop a black screen? And the first thing I get is, nowhere in the future. Nowhere in the future that they're ever going to, I don't even know when. They're not going to develop a black screen. So they're happy with the gunmetal, because as far as they're concerned, they don't know a black screen actually exists. Unless I mention it. So it lets me know exactly. Now, certain companies do know who we are and what we do, but they don't know the extent of what we have. and they don't think we have a black screen, but they know we have something. So when I ask them these questions, like, hey, when are you guys going to develop a black screen in the future? Well, we got no reason to, of course, because the $6,000 projection screen gunmetal is selling quite well. And everybody believes that the gunmetal technology is a more superior technology, when actually it's a black screen that is a superior technology. So the fact that they don't know is actually is good for us, because they'll never see it coming. So when we get out there and we start blowing up and we start going to different sites and stuff like that, and people get to know more and more about us, we're passing out brochures and business cards and everything else, and my t-shirt and my uniform's going to have all my companies on. I got people already from the door that are going to be advertising for us. Then they'll find out we exist, but then it'll be too late, because we'll already be here. We were already here 8 years ago. We were already there. So knowing that information, they have no intention of developing a black screen. So where does that put us at the end of the day? Puts us at the top of the pecking order. That's where it puts us at. Now, the gray screen makers can understand this. You're not even anywhere near the pecking order at all, period. You're in the budget zone. Because usually for them, at the end of the day, the color of your screen is a budget screen. Not at a mid-grade, not at one of them. You're at the budget screen. Like before the white screen, that's what you are. You're never going to cost the price of a $6,000 projection screen, because that's gunmetal. And those of you who claim to have gunmetal, you just named your product gunmetal, but you've never tested against gunmetal to prove you have gunmetal technology. See, a person in those chat rooms who actually have gunmetal screens at $6,000, $7,000 screens out there, you come in with a screen paint and say, hey, we call this gunmetal. It's like, no, that's not gunmetal. Number one, you're too light to be gunmetal. Gunmetal is really, really dark screen, so too light. And number two, they're going to ask you, well, how many gunmetal screens have you tested against to show that you actually do have the ability to be named gunmetal? You don't have any at all. So with that being said, you can't call yourself gunmetal. Now, when we come in at one of our gunmetal screens, they'll say, well, okay, so what's the difference between your screen and mine? Can you show me that? Oh, we can. We can show you any one of the black gunmetal, actually dark gunmetal screens we developed, dark gray, taking out 18 certified screens. Yeah, then that's why you get the title gunmetal. Can't call yourself gunmetal if you haven't beat gunmetal. You have to actually show them. They want to see this. They don't want to hear that you're gunmetal. You have to show them that you are gunmetal. And the only way you can do that, you're going to have to knock out a lot of certified gunmetal screens to prove it. So yeah, we have that coming in. And someone says something about the Firehawk G4. I think they said it has a really dark gunmetal screen. I never known the Firehawk G4 I have a dark screen at the end of the day. Let me see. And the reason why I choose these particular screens, because they are the best. They're the best of the best. The first thing I ask for when I go and ask for a certified screen, what is your best screen? The top of the line, the flagship of them all. So I sat there on camera and said, we're not going anywhere. We're just getting started. This FLE technology is amazing. Imagine if we had painted it to that glass. LG beta fish. Yep, we would have made a very big mistake. But I said, God has your back all the time, all the time. Everything happens for a reason. Never ever question the reason. Just go with it. You can ask why. But there's a reason for all things that he does. some of that. There we go. Half of that on that screen. I'm going to pass it over. I would love to get my hands on the dragonfly. I do want to test against the dragonfly. That I do want to do. Dragonfly, from what I've seen, it looks like an amazing screen. I'm very interested in testing that screen. If you got people out there that are making products and they're not testing their product, they're testing products against their own stuff, no, don't do that. That's trash at the end of the day. That's trash. Don't do that. Test your product against superior technology. That's what you do. That's how you do it. Let me turn this aside for a minute. Now that's the Screen Innovation. That's the Zero Edge. Best against a white surface. Starfield screensaver. Oh, don't you even start. Here I'm about to take off with the zoomies. Arrgh. Now you see that? That's the gunmetal technology right there. This is a gray screen right next to it. This is why I tell you at the end of the day, you can't touch a certified. Can't beat it, can't touch it. What they'll usually do, now see how the light we have in some art, plenty of light we have in here? A gray screen will go in and do the demonstration in a darker environment, knowing that their contrast levels will pick up a little bit better. They'll never put the demonstration in an environment that a certified gunmetal can sit in. Certified gunmetals can sit in very well lit environments and maintain. I've done enough testing on their stuff, I know. So, a gray screen can't match a certified, not ever. Because certifieds pick up a much darker image. That's why. A much darker shade of gray, as you can see. So gray screen can't compete with that. That's why you will never see them go against diamond technology or any of the ever high-end certified screens. And to make a lie and say that your product is the best of the best is a complete lie. Mind you, if you had to cheat on a $4.97 container of paint, it clearly shows that your product doesn't work. And keep in mind, people, he's already did it already. So if you already did it already, there's no point in trying to back yourself up on $4.97 when you already did it already. So that's already done. All right, let's move on. Just want to clean that up real quick. It says I'm not the great paint. You are. But anyway, so for your gray screen paint makers out there, that's a certified. That's a black diamond. I told you it's a very good screen. It can read in a fully lit environment, which we're sitting in right now. It picks up not black, but it picks up an extremely dark shade of gray. Because we pick up the infinity level. If I take that screen, both of them, and I stick them on my screen, they don't exist anymore because our technology reads the infinity. So, but I can see the gunmetal does pick up an extremely good contrast level where the gray screen can't read it at all. And the white surface doesn't read jack. The gray screen gives the white surface some of an improvement, some. But you're not picking up a true black level, where the certified is not picking up a true black level, but still, it's picking up a heck of a lot better than the gray screen. And the better your contrast levels are, the better your color is. So if you're saying you're a great screen out there and you're saying at the end of the day that you could take on a certified, you lied, because you can't take on a certified. It's virtually impossible. Now, as for the darker mixes that they make, well, that gray screen, a certified screen over there can pick up a tremendously high white level because it has a reflective surface attached to it. Where the problem you have with the darker mixes, they're black and more like majority, more black paint, a little bit of white paint to get that darker color. You suffer under your white levels because your screen paint literally cannot read a high enough white level in order to be able to get that nice, color blend. I've tested those products too. I tested against certified, and you don't mix well with certifieds. You can't pick up the white level next to a certified screen. This is why you saw the demonstration with the Elite screen, the Cinema Grade 5D, I think in that demonstration, with the house paint in there, you notice that the environment was completely dark. You should notice that. Yeah, well, guess what? That screen right there can pull up in an environment just like this with no problem. The problem is a gray screen can't. So that's why when you watch them do certified screens, they will stick that high performance screen with a 0.8 or a 0.9 gain, and it will stick it in their environment because that's the only way the screen can show that it actually works. We know all this stuff already. Just like when I came on here and I turned on all the lights, and I showed you with a simple flashlight. That's all I got to do to show you how badly their screens pick up. A simple flashlight can wash out your screen on a cell phone. If you have a black screen and you take a light and you hit the screen, it's going to remain the star field. If you take it and if your screen doesn't pick an Infinity 1, a basic flashlight will change the color of your screen. Whatever little bit of contrast you're able to pick up in the dark, you still, with some simple flashlight, can change your screen. So if a simple flashlight can change your screen, imagine what everyday lighting can do. See? Very easy. Whoopsie. I'm going to step on whatchamacallit. Oh, I did step on it and turned it off. Dagnammit. My bad. Shouldn't be under my feet. Now, you notice when you see the backdrop for the Fire Stick, it's supposed to come up black. So ours is reading the black. The black diamond is reading better, but it's not as good as ours. And the gray ain't picking up jack. And the white surface ain't picking up anything at all. Now, for anyone who argues and says, well, you need a more expensive, I need a more expensive what? We're not having a problem at the end of the day. Why should anybody else be having a problem? Starfield screensaver, YouTube. Okay, now, infinity contrast level. Most important thing needed on a projection screen, because again, darker screens also have the ability to actually work better with ambient light rejection technology. Ours is FLE. We'll take the everyday gray paint, show you the difference between that and between a certified screen. As you see, a certified screen, it's picking up a much heavy, and we got a lot of light in here. A much heavier contrast than the gray screen paint. This is why the gray screens cannot compete with certified and never will be to compete with certified. They can't even be used in this environment, in this kind of lighting. That screen can. So the Cinemax and all that other stuff you see out there, no, they can't run in this environment. Do you see any Christmas tree lights flash on the back of my screen? No. How much lighting do we have in the environment? You can make out everything at the bottom. You can make out everything at the top, right? Nice and bright, right? No dark areas, nothing whatsoever, right? All right then. Well, if that's being the case, then again, this environment right here, a gray screen can't read. Too much light in the environment. The certified screens, that's what I said. When I see people taking certified screens and sticking them in the same dark environment, that certified screen doesn't have to be in an ambient light controlled environment. They do have the ability to be at the pool in much brighter environments. I don't even know why they stick them in ambient light controlled environments, because they don't have to be in there. But the gray screens have to be. Now keep in mind, this is going to basically ruffle little feathers here, but we're going to say it anyway. If you had to cheat in a demonstration on a $4.97 hobby paint by tainting it with black paint to try to get higher and whiter results against it, then at the end of the day, you can't take on a certified or anything else. And I find it interesting, and for some people saying, well, he already has matched the house paint with that product. Network Gray 773. He's matched it already. It's already done. To go on and do the demonstration again against another gray screen and then basically tamper with it, not good. Difference between those two videos: one, he opened the can up live, which means he couldn't tamper with it, he couldn't mess with it. It was a fresh can. The second one, container seals were already broken. So that is his product, and any other product that can't beat the challenge. And again, when I said at the door, gray screens you cannot take on a certified. Certified will crush your screen. Now, let's show you this real quick. We'll take this here. Take our certified. Hopefully it sticks. Now, that's what a certified looks like next to our technology. When we had it down on the white screen, it picked up a darker level. When we stick it against a screen that can read an Infinity 1 contrast level, it looks just as gray as the screen below it. So that technology is sitting there at, what would we charge for the 16 ounce? Let me see. Is this a 16 ounce? I think it is a 16 ounce. Let me see, we charge $142. That's why I got friends contacting me saying you're in the wrong direction of pricing. You need to charge more for your technology. I'm thinking about it. It's a $5,000 projection screen sitting there. This is the reason why that when we go to court in September, we are going to push that no certified screen or any screen has a right to say you have a black level. Only we have that right. Because you can't say you have a black screen. You can't say that you pull a black contrast level. You even see black, nothing. Black and gray are two different things. You can't really actually say that. So you can't say that. And basically, it's not a lawsuit for money. It's a lawsuit basically to say that you can't say it, period, unless you have a physical black screen. That's what it's about. So if you have it on your site, if you mention it, you can't say it anymore. You have to pull that down. You pick up a shade of gray. Because we have the Infinity 1. So that means in this demonstration that the $142 that we charge for this technology can overpower a $5,000 screen. And as for the gray screens, by saying that they're equal to our technology, how can you be equal to my technology when you can't even take on a certified? Because at least this can read. That can read in a fully lit environment. You can't read in a fully lit environment. So see how the contrast levels are better, even though they're not competing with our technology, but they're better than the gray. And the white surface doesn't pick up jack. Now, this is dangerous for Mr. Fernando to touch one of these certified screens. You know why? He doesn't know better. He's like a 5-year-old kid. He doesn't know better. You know why? He'll mess around, tamper with one of their surfaces and get a lawsuit. Right from the door. They'll hit him first and then we can hit him. Because he'll mess around and put something on the screen to make it look faulty. And they do watch you, by the way. So you know that. You mess with that surface at the end of the day, you will have a lawyer at your front door. They will sue the living daylights out of you. Keep in mind, with us, on the other hand, they sent us a letter telling us that our product had potential. Because they know our products are legit. Diamond has never touched any of our products, never had samples of any of our products, ever. And they can tell from a video demonstration, Jamie, someone who's an expert in the field more than you can tell that our technology was that good that they contacted us, asking, telling us our product had potential, and they would like to further the discussion. So they know good technology when they see it. Did they ever contact you? No, they don't contact you at all. You know why? Because they know that's what your stuff does. You're not considered to be a threat at all at the end of the day. You're not considered to be competition at the end of the day because your product doesn't have any weight to it. So with that being said, when you sit there and say that I should give a paint, it's funny that we have experts in the field who recognize who we are, but they don't know who you are. That's why we laugh when you talk about stuff about our products, when you say this, that, and the other, when you say we're scammers at the end of the day, we use special cameras and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, these are professionals at the end of the day that know the business better than you, and even they recognize our technology. So that shows that the $142 we charge for the 16-ounce kit that can paint this screen right here, this big screen we have here, can do something that a diamond can't. It can read the infinity contrast level. But the diamond also too is not a screen to be taken lightly either as a joke, because the diamond also too can pick up an amazing image in a fully lit environment. It shows a massive difference between a white surface in the technology and, well, the gray paint. Well, it just doesn't, because the gray paint's obsolete and it's done. The only reason why the gray screen paint was allowed to survive is because the certified screens are extremely expensive and people have to downgrade their projectors because you can't upgrade to one of these. It's a $6,000 screen, $5,000 screen. That's for 100 inch. My screen's 106 inches. So you can't upgrade to that. If you're bothered by our prices, then how can you afford that? And those people do have the money, and I met plenty of people who do have the money to buy that screen. Which direction are you going? That right there is $142 worth of technology. That's $5,000 worth of technology. That's $60. You get what you paid for. Well, actually, no, that's not even 60 bucks. That's $4.97. So if you didn't beat this product and you didn't do the challenge, you're actually under that screen. So you get what you paid for. Certified screen, yes, can pick up. Like I told you before, they pick up a very good dark shade of gray. They don't pick up 100% black, but they do pick up a tremendously dark shade of gray. There's a big difference between their product and a white surface. Yes, that is true. And a gray screen can't touch it. And they can operate in very well lit environments. That's why every time I see people doing demonstrations against one of these high-end certified screens and they stick it in their environment, I go, oh no, come on. That screen can, are you kidding me? Why do you have that screen in your environment? That screen can operate in this environment. They can operate in our environments. The only problem is we have a much more higher performance technology. So no, gray screen, white screens. If you're going to do a demonstration, it's a high-end certified screen with a 0.8, 0.9 gain. You need to be in this type of environment. If your screen can't pull up in this type of environment, then guess who's the better screen? It's as simple. All right, well, that was fun. Now, if I'm wrong about this, how about you go pick up a certified surface, do the demonstration in the same environment that I'm using right now, for the different all gray screens. And I see all of you doing it, not just one person, all of you doing it. And if you feel that I'm wrong on this, how about you entertain Mr. Bird? How about you do a bright environment, just like I'm using right now? I want to see the floors lit up, the walls. I want to see a big white surface. You can collect more light. I want to see a lot of light hitting that screen. And I want you to show a star field demonstration. Without a projector, with a 10 million to 1 contrast, you have to be at 3,000 to 1 contrast. How about you do that demonstration as a certified and do it in a full lit environment and show a star field. See if you can pick up a contrast level equal to that $6,000, $7,000 piece of technology. Because they can read it. They can't read the black levels, but they can read a dark enough contrast level that proves their product is far better than yours. Because, well, that other product I know the other one will sit there and say, well, you know, I got the Series C. Mine's, no, 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 no. Your screen is not black. It's not. When you paint a screen down the first time and it comes up black, it's black. If you paint red paint, blue, green, yellow, orange, whatever color you get, when the first time you take it out of the can and you pop it and you paint it, and it's orange, you know orange when you see it. If you pop a container of orange paint and it comes out blue, then you clearly know it's not orange, it's blue. That's what your screen literally just did on camera. And then even worse of all things, to have somebody say, that's supposed to be your customer, by the way, because your customer just sat there and said that the black house paint that basically overpowered your screen in a star field had the benefit over a screen paint that was supposed to be black. So your screen is Series C is gray, not black. Oh, let me see. So you don't do certifieds. I've seen you make claims on your site about $7,000 screens. I've never seen you go against a $7,000 projection screen ever. Not ever. And those screens don't have to be set on the floor. All your demonstrations, all your screens are sitting on floors. You see this screen right here? It's the 106-inch screen. You know how far this screen sits up from the floor? It's right over. You can see all the light hitting my screen. My screens don't sit on floors. You don't put screens on floors like that because, again, what happens is it basically hides the screen from the light environment, the light dodging. Coca-Cola OLED. Yeah, diamond screen does exactly what it's designed to do. It does. He says it picks up better contrast. Does it pick up a black level, 100% infinity? No. Does it pick up contrast level? Yes. Can it be produced in fully lit environments? Yes, because we use them in here. They run perfectly fine whatsoever. They pick up good color. They pick up everything. Do they match external technology? No, they don't. And they have a very good white level. Very, very good white level. One thing I was impressed about the zero-id technology is when I turned to the side, I was expecting for the screen to go dark. Nothing. Very impressed by that. If your product is a scam, I'm going to call it for what it is. If your product is good, then I'm going to say for what it is. I'm not going to sit there and say that a product is a scam because at the end of the day that maybe their company did us wrong in certain ways and we're not happy about it. No, if the technology is good, it's good. It is what it is. It's very good technology. It's responsible for that black screen sitting there right there. But people that are jealous over products don't do that. They hate everything that comes through the environment next to their product, and they want to make everything look bad and make their products only look good. I've seen you do this to other screens besides us and try to make them look bad and make your product look better. You're already known in the projector community as a scammer. You cannot back your products in any way whatsoever. That's why you don't see them doing certified screens. Don't request any certified screens. And the one screen you did have it certified, you stuck it in a dark environment. There is nowhere in the world that screen ever should have been sitting. I've had the Cinema Grade 5D and 3D. I had both of them. Those screens were able to operate in our environments with no problem. They just can't match the quality of our technology. Other than that, they do work in well-lit environments. I'm baffled why they use ambient light controlled environments because they don't really need to. Huh. Oh yeah, I was going to check and see if the Firehawk had one. But I would love to get my hands and test out the Dragonfly. Dragonfly has a really dark color to it. That's why I like the Dragonfly. Firehawk G4 gunmetal projection screen? Or should it be G5? No, that's not going to work. slow color changer. We don't test your products. I'm on the internet majority most of the time hunting down screens, trying to see what we can test against. We don't do any tests at all, period. These questions are going to come up. Any company you do business with, anybody, they're going to ask these questions. What's the comparison you have? If you're going to make claims that your product is number one and the best, they're going to say, well, have you tested against this screen? What's the results for that screen? Have you done this screen? What about this environment? Again, can't just make up accusations, man. You got to back it up. Let me see. I need, we got this one coming already. I have the Dark Star 9 already. And Stewart screens are they're like gray and silver. No, land gray silver is not going to pass next to any of our technology. We'll be able to take that with no problem. I need something that's going to give us a challenge. So it's like no point in that. I'll show you what I'm eyeing over here right now. See, gentlemen, I come in here. I can do a demonstration with half of my technology hitting the white surface, talk and back up the product at the same time, and do my research. Well, all you can do at the end of the day is just talk about me. That's all you can do. You haven't backed any of your product up. So this one we have coming in already. This one is no point because we can take that easily. It's too light. We need a darker screen. Silver ticket, no, we paint over those, which I like paint over. Silver tickets are good screens. And Stewart. And elite screens, their top screen is a Dark Star 9. And we have that in storage. The only thing I don't have of elite screens, and we can get our hands on it, is basically their ultra short throw version, which we're going to need. That's the darkest ultra short throw they have. I've never seen anybody that dark on an ultra short throw. Not even Vivid Storm. And Vivid Storms, again, are gray screens. So, yeah, even the darker ones come up gray on this. So, work. And their ultra short throw is good, but if I want a really good ultra short throw, something's going to challenge the tech, I need a darker screen. The Dark Star 9 does make an ultra short throw, so we'll pick that one up. Goose Screen is no purpose in Goose Screen. Goose Screen we tested already Goose Screen. They had a screen called, let me see. Goose Screen, projection screens, darkest screen paint. It was something called something Max or something. We already tested theirs already. In smarter surface, we've been through there already. And we've had paint on screens. We've had theirs already too. Paint on screens had a darker screen paint called, we actually had the name for it, but it was actually a dark gray. They called it black gray. That's the name they gave for it. The color they gave for it is black gray. But we tested theirs too. So, again, I said before, what do we have left? We've been to paint on screens. I got demonstrations on that. We've had Goose Screen already. Let me see. And everything else in here is all white and gray, so that's not going to pass our technology in any way whatsoever. This is all our technology where we tested our different products that are popping up. This is smarter surfaces. We've done that already. Paint on screens. We again done that already. We've done their darkest product. Had all three of their products in, so we've done them. So we've done Goose Screen too. Who else is next? There isn't anybody else. See, before you can basically make statements that your products are the best, you have to go through the best in order to get that title. No boxer starts off by saying, I'm the best boxer on the face of the planet, and you haven't had any fights. If you haven't had any fights, how do you know you're the best boxer? Have you fought the best boxers? Or you haven't? Then you're not the best. When you beat all of them, you become golden gloves and you are number one, then you can actually make that statement. So when you make statements that your products are the best of the best and you can't even beat a basic house paint, you got a problem. If you can't beat a basic house paint, how would you go against us at the end of the day? I've done all these already. And from the conversation I've had with these companies, they're not even going to make a black screen. So guess who's going to have a title for a very long time? They don't see the purpose of it all. They don't think the black screen is considered to be a threat. And that's why I think now I'm going to have to go down that road, send these certified screens copy a sample of our new technology coming out. Because they need to know why they need to design a certified black screen. And I need the certified black screen to come to life because I need a whole new category of screen to come out on the market. Certified screens bring out a black screen. That shows that black technology is extremely important. So we're the ones that paved the road for black technology because we were here before anybody else. We can go back and show you videos back from 8 years ago when we're developing black technology before anybody else. See, the problems with the gray screen paint makers, you want us to disappear. You know why you want us to disappear? So you can continue to make crappy products. You don't perform any of our test demonstrations. We raise the bar way too high for you, and you don't like that. So let's make the guy look extremely bad, so that way no one touches his stuff, his company deteriorates, it disappears, and we can continue to make our crappy products. So that's what you do. But you have to understand, it's more than just making screens for us. I have a purpose to what I'm doing. My technology is going to fund the things that I want to do, which means basically using my technology and the money I have from it to help other people at the end of the day. See, I do God's work at the end of the day. All the technology we engineer and design, money that we get from it, it's going to go to help other people out. Like, people are suffering from cancer. People do not have enough food on their table. People cannot afford proper housing at the end of the day. That's where my technology and my money is going toward. So, I got big plans, and you're not going to stand in the way of it. No one's going to stand in the way of it. And meanwhile, like I said, even though I was a little bothered by someone's getting $6,000 for a screen, and we charge way less than that, still, it's a bigger plan. Because again, the everyday person that can't afford an expensive screen and has to be subjected to a white or gray paint at the end of the day to get a poor color, they can now afford a much advanced technology, even better than certified. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the reason why people want to discourage and try to destroy what we're doing, because number one, Satan, yes, is involved. Satan does not want to see my company grow. He knows we have a purpose for what we want to do with it. He knows at the end of the day that we are not trying to be rich and have fancy cars. And no, we don't want all that crap. We want to do something we can help other people at the end of the day. And that's what we're going to do with it. So he doesn't like that, because we'll be saving people at the end of the day. I'm going to be preaching about the Lord when I talk about this. I have God Love You tracks and all kinds of stuff. That, we just want to preach about the Lord, and on top of that, basically to use the products that we make from our technology to be able to fund the things that I want to do to help other people out. On top of that, it's a win-win situation because the everyday Joe doesn't have to worry about spending a ton of money for a screen because we made it possible for them to have that technology. And there are people out there that don't want to see that happen. And I got a message for you people at the end of the day. You can't stop us at all. That's why it says on my product, unstoppable. That's why it says on my product, powered by God's technology. You cannot stop us. We're going to get this done one way or another. We're going to get it done. And you can try all the fake demonstrations against my product. You can call me scammer, whatever. At the end of the day, you can't stop us. We're going to get it done. Blue screen. Green screen. Purple screen. No, actual purple screen. There we go. Beta fish, black background. So, if I want to sell out and I want to get rich, any one of these certified companies, they get a hold of our technology, they would have a more superior technology. But we're not in the business to sell out. I'm in the business of basically developing better technology for my customers. All my customers who have our technology have the ability to overpower and perform better than a certified screen. That means the people who went out and spent $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a projection screen, well, we could do it for far less than that. And soon, once the Infinity 7 launches, because that technology is designed to, at the end of the day, it's going to pave the way for our black technology, because we can honestly say that no certified screen, if you're not black, you do not have the ability to say that you read a contrast, a black contrast level, because that's us. And anybody else before us or after us or whatever, they have a right to say that. We're the ones that are going to pave the way for black technology. Now, mind you, this 4x8 surface, you're a certified projection screen company. You get one of these in the mail from us. You do the same demonstration I'm doing right here. What is this going to make you do at the end of the day? It's going to make you design a black screen. And therefore, you will see certified black screens popping up. And then everybody will lean toward, the forum sites, everybody will lean toward talking about black technology. Who will be the ones that are responsible for paving the way for that to happen? That'll be us. But the problem is, even when these companies do come out with this expensive black technology, it's going to be far more expensive than the gunmetal technology. Hopefully not. But chances are it will be. And that's where our technology comes in. It levels the playing field. But at least we have a category of black screens. Because when I go to the forum sites, they've never even seen it before. Never even heard, even though it existed, that a black screen was possible. And even when I talk to the certified companies, they have no plans to design one because they don't consider one to be a threat. Where are you getting those crazy zoomies from? Where are you getting those crazy zoomies? Is the squirrel on the roof again? I'll take you outside and look at your squirrel. Where's the squirrel he talks to? Wow. Yeah. You're running around. I'm going to take him out for a minute so you can go out and see the squirrel. It's a squirrel he likes to play with. Samsung demonstrations, OLED. Oopsie. Spoil that for a minute. Put that back up there. I gotta get some better tape. I really do. I'll get around to it. Just been real busy, that's all. Okay, it's one demonstration here. There we go. Bring it back a little bit because I don't want you to think I'm just rushing past something. 8K desired nature. Infinity 1, we're the only ones who have it. The whole purpose of the gunmetal technology is to be to pick up a much darker image, much higher gain. They are ambient light rejection technology, they definitely are. As I said, I understand why they use controlled environments. But other than that, can they see the Infinity 1? No. Do they pick up a better contrast level than the gray screens? Yes. Do they pick up a better contrast than the white screens? Yes, they do. Just next to us, it's different because our screens basically, again, read the Infinity 1. We read a pure 100% black level, which means projectors with high contrast levels are not required. That's why we can use crappy projectors at the end of the day, and then we can use 720p's because the screen's black and it picks up a really high refined depth image. New York City, nighttime, background, jazz. Now, some people ask me like, hey, if your product didn't exist, what certified screen would you buy? Maybe a diamond. I would. Diamond's much better than all the other ones I've seen, all the ones I've tested. It is just what it is. Next to that would be, I don't know, between the DA-LITE and the Darkstar 9, like, I really don't know on that one yet. It's kind of a little coin toss on that one. But the diamond would be the best one. What? Do they possess the Infinity 1? No, they don't. Screen physically has to be black to do it. Oh, now it sticks. Our argument with the certified screens is that we know they have ambient light rejection technology. They do that. We know they see colors to a certain degree when it comes to our technology, but they do see color. And we do know for a fact that they do tell the truth about their products, but the one thing they don't speak of that's true, if they're making a statement that their screen is reading a black level, you lie because you can't read it. You don't possess an Infinity One. That's why. OLEDs can read it. So if you take one of these certified screens, you put them on an ultra short projector, and you try to operate it like a TV, yeah, it'll operate in a fully lit environment. It will, because it has very good ambient light projection technology built into it. But again, your OLED TV can read an Infinity One. Your monitor can read an Infinity One. Your cell phone can read an Infinity One. Heck, a black tablecloth can read an Infinity One. So that means you don't have a TV on your ultra short projector, even if you're on a certified. I've literally had this conversation in those rooms with those people who own those screens at the end of the day. How would you compare your screen to an OLED TV when an OLED can read a 100% infinity black level and you can't? That means you're not a TV screen. You may be able to operate in this environment. Yeah, they're pretty good. But you're never going to pick up the contrast level next to that thing. And if you can't read contrast, color falls right along with it. So that was a big wake-up call when it was at the forum site and everybody had a chance to think about it, like, wow. Yeah. And if you go out and you spend tons of money for your inky projector with your high contrast levels, you can't read it. You just watch the guy on YouTube with a 2,000,000:1 contrast literally pick up the same gray that a gray paint did at the end of the day. They both do the same thing. They can't pick up a contrast level. If that was the case, you would see P2 projectors splattered all over YouTube showing these white screens picking up these 100% black levels next to a black sheet of paper. You seen any of those? Anybody seen any of those? No, you haven't. Any of the JVCs, you've seen those demonstrations? 50,000,000:1 contrast, you've seen those too? Any projector. Have you seen a demonstration? Somebody walking up and showing an all-white screen, projector comes on, turns the screen completely black, and they take a black piece of paper and put it against it. Anyone seen that? Nope, you haven't? Guess what? Because it doesn't exist. They go by your projector. So, if you can afford a projector with an insane amount of contrast, you have a better chance of picking up a darker shade of gray. If you can't, then guess what? That means your shade of gray is going to come out much lighter, and it's going to look crappier than the projector that can pick up the higher contrast, which means you're going to have to spend more money. Our customers at the end of the day, as you saw with Hector, can sit there and roll windows right next to his screen and watch a techno video that has a bunch of black in it and the screen doesn't wash out or fade. My customer can basically have a screen set up in its window and have an image of tropical fish pushed through its glass. Can't do that on the screens. So you don't have TV quality technology at all, period. Even if you have an ultra short and you paid all this money, you still don't have it. So that's why I explained to you, projectors don't work unless you have the right screen. So then, I'm going to wait till my certifieds to get here. I'm going to have one of the most affordable gunmetals on the market. I think the black technology, they have some knowledge of it, but they don't know the extent on how good it is. So that's why I said we're going to send them up some free screens to the certified companies. As for the gunmetal we're developing on the Imperior, and I've done this already before, so we already know what to expect. That is going to be able to take on every certified screen we throw against it. You're going to watch a technology that you could paint a 250-inch screen for around under $300. Try to do that with one of these certified screens. Try to get a 300-inch screen that is going to cost you literally $5,000 for 100 inches. The Infinity technology we have here picks up the true contrast level, which means you don't have to spend the money for an expensive projector to try to achieve something that you will never see. And I'm willing to challenge the projection screen companies on that too. Projector companies, yeah, I'll charge all this money for the expensive machines. Are you really going to see that contrast 100%, or are you just basically pulling my chain here? Because if you're telling me you got a projector and you're going to tell me it's going to hit a screen and give me a 100% black level, well, I can take a black sheet of paper and put it against it and it's going to match. If it's not, then something's wrong here. And if you go by saying, well, you know, if you have a more expensive screen, then you can achieve this. Not on the gunmetal, you won't. So somebody here is not telling the truth. That's why I said, people, stop getting so gaga eyes when you see some of this stuff. Start asking some questions at the end of the day. They tell you these are very expensive machines at the end of the day. Tell you got this amazing 2 million, 4 million, 5 million. They sell you a white projection screen to you. All that's going to pour onto the screen, and it's not going to happen. You're never going to see any of that all whatsoever. Sad thing about it now, they're taking these cheap knockoff projectors and they're taking AI videos and attaching it to them to make you think you're going to actually get that, but you're not going to get that at all, period. It's sad. I told you the industry is bad. It's sad. And it's really sad. And that's why they don't like people like me at the end of the day. Because we expose them for what they're doing. And they don't like it. But we're going to be here for a while, so we're not going anywhere. So, yeah. You just have to do your research. It doesn't make a difference how much you spend on your projector. You will never see your contrast levels. You will never see your colors. The more money you spend on your screen, the better those chances start to grow. As you've seen already, we showed you in the demonstration. But again, it's $5,000 for a screen and an additional $3,000 to $4,000 for a projector. You're about $10,000 almost in already. And you still can't read contrast. You got a better chance of picking up in a fully lit environment with a certified screen. Oh, heck yeah, you can. You got a better chance of maintaining your color, especially against a white surface. Yeah, you do. But are you really getting true color? Are you really getting true contrast? And then with the FLE TV technology that can absorb sunlight, imagine the competition on that monster when it comes out. Because it shows at the end of the day that our FLE technology gain versus the original ambient light rejection gain, they won't be to compete with it. And it's going to be far less than what you're going to pay when it comes to these high-end screens. That's why I said the projection screen companies need to be questioned. If you're selling me this projector and you're saying, hey, it has a 10 million to 1 contrast on it, and you're going to pick up these dynamite black levels, right? Dynamite black levels. I love using that word, dynamite black levels. And I hit this on my white surface. I ain't seen any of that at all, period. What the freak just happened? I just spent all this money for this machine. Where's the dynamite black levels? So I noticed if I turn out the lights and I darken the environment, the black levels get better. But I told you, if I take a simple flashlight and hit your screen, it's going to come back to normal. It's going to wash out. So you have to be in a dark environment forever. Because if you put any light in the environment, just a simple cell phone flashlight, your screen becomes disrupted. So that dynamite contrast level, non-existing. So what if I spend the money for a more expensive screen? Yeah, your contrast level is going to improve, but it's not going to be black. It's still going to be gray at the end of the day. So, who lied to who? One company saying they pull high contrast levels. The other one saying that the projector produces high contrast levels. Put them both together, none of them work. If that was the case, like I said, people, you would see projectors hitting all white screens, converting them into strict black images, and someone just taking a black piece of paper and going, here you go. Look, it matches. Nope. So of course, yeah, they just want to make us look bad at the end of the day, so our products seem like they don't work and they can continue to make their money. The only problem is that we raised the bar so high on our technology and testing that they can't even begin to even challenge any of our technology at all, period. They can't even touch us. They can't take us to court. They can't sue us, nothing. You don't want to give me that kind of publicity at the end of the day. You want to take me to court and say, hey, we're going to argue that you lied on camera and said that you don't have the infinity contrast level. You really want to go there with that one? Because I'll go to court with you. I'll take the publicity. It'll show that this small company at the end of the day went to court, took this mega company, took them to court, and argued about the infinity contrast level. We could do that right there in the courtroom. And I guarantee my screen pulls a star field screen, your screen comes out gray. Now, you want all that publicity to get out, like, wow, they just took down so-and-so and so. They just showed a screen that did so-and-so and so. And you know how much money that screen costs compared to your capital would implode. It's better to ignore me. To engage me, it's better to ignore me. That's why a lot of these big companies don't come after us, because it's better to ignore us than to engage us. But sooner or later, we will not be denied. Sooner or later, we will send a sample sheet to your front door, and you will see what true black technology looks like, and this will spark your interest, and this will make you go out and develop a black screen, which will usher black technology into the next category of projection screens. But still, they will be awfully expensive, and we will still make money at the end of the day, because our products at the end of the day are far more affordable. There you go. So that's why we deal with the people who hate it so much at the end of the day, because they don't want to see a better product. They want to continue to make these poor products and cut corners. We're not talking about certified now. Certified, we're talking about them. We're talking about the people who make these great products, these cheap products. They want to continue to cut corners, give you poor results, buy expensive projectors, use them in poorly lit environments. Fernando, question, how are you saving people money when you can't save it yourself? My projector here cost me $300. My soundbar system for the floor, $120. The surface to paint this screen, $28. And the product itself that we use is around $142. So, I cost far less than your setup. Your projection screen, when you was around $100-something for that screen, about $100-something bucks. You have an edgeless, it looks like around an edgeless, about 100, maybe 130, 140 bucks. Your projector costs you $3,100. Your sound system, yeah, very expensive. I've seen that. And on top of that, consider the fact that you have a 2:1 contrast and you can't read. You're in dark environments constantly all the time. You can't take out certified screens. You can't even beat house paint at the end of the day. You actually paid more for your setup than I paid for mine. And if your screen paint's 90 bucks and you're trying to convince people, look, pay 60 bucks for my product and you're going to save money, how? You spent more money for your setup than I spent for mine. When I use my ultra short throw projector, my Sony is $300 and my NEC is 60 bucks. And I can display at 150 inches in a fully lit environment. You can't even be in there. So you didn't save anybody any money. If you have to spend more money yourself to do your setup, that means it's going to cost your customers more money. Because any of your customers using a projector that is not the same or better than the P2 is going to have to turn around and spend more money. They're not going to get the same quality, especially not on a gray screen, because it suffers. That's why you require so much expensive machines at the end of the day. So there's going to be a massive difference, especially on a gray screen. Contrast is going to have to fight 10 times harder. On a black screen, all projectors have the Infinity 1, as long as it's not the knockoff, keep in mind. On your screen, it's gray. It doesn't read Infinity 1 contrast level, so it depends on the projector. And since it depends on the projector, that means the customer has a 1001 or 2001, it's going to get poor results, and the customer is going to have a 10,000 or 20,000 or maybe a 2 million or maybe a 5 million. It's going to get a much better image on that gray screen. That's why. You don't talk about that because it's true. So if that's the case, and you're telling me, people, that magic screen paint you have on your wall is going to give my $200, $300, maybe 720p projector, or a customer who spent $1,500 for a BenQ projector, it's going to give them the same quality as a $3,100 tri-laser 4K projector. And we've done demonstrations with 4K versus 720p and 720p versus 1080p. We've done 1,000 lumens versus 5,000 lumens and 50 lumens versus 4,000. We just did that yesterday. We do all that stuff. No, with a gray screen, it's going to be different. It's going to be a huge difference. You're going to have to spend more money in order to achieve this image it just showed you, and still the image is lacking. And so he can't save you money if he can't save money himself. Let's do a calculation on what we spent here on our whole setup here. For our wallpaper, screen, soundbar, all that stuff. Let's see what we got going on here for our cost. So let me see. Projector, Sony VPO F830, I paid $300 for it. That's it. It only has a 3,000:1 contrast. I pick up an infinity level, so contrast, really don't care. Doesn't make a difference what projector we choose over there. They all have an Infinity 1. As a matter of fact, all those projectors over there have a contrast level, because when they hit the screen, much higher than your 2,000,000:1. Because you can't even use it, but we can use ours. So that's a win-win all around. And again, fully lit environment where it's stuck in the dark and our colors don't fade and wash out. And on top of that, we can prove our products are better than $4,000 and $5,000 projection screens. And we can take it outside if we want to. And it's fully ultra short though compatible. So, all right, there you go. We covered all that. Screen paint for this technology costs our customers. We go to our website. 16 ounces paints this screen right here. So my customers are paying $142. Paints, we did the paint down, the paint's more than that, but we put down 106 inches. Your screen is 100 inches. My screen is 4 feet by 8 feet. It's bigger than your screen. It actually does a 235.1, 16.9, and 16.10 because it's a little bigger than a 100 inch. All right, so let's see, $142. All right, so we're up to around, let's see, 442 bucks. All right, soundbar I paid for 120 bucks. We're up to $562. So we got projector. We have this. Oh, we forgot the Surface. Surface cost me 28 bucks for my Surface because, you know, I don't have to paint over anything I want because of the technology. So my full cost for screen paint, projector, and soundbar comes to $590. This is what this setup cost me. And I can do it in a foyer environment. I can show the product's better than certified at the end of the day. I can knock out gray screens. I can knock out white screens. I can paint it to a desk, table, whatever I want at the end of the day. Ceiling, floor, whatever. Projector mapping applications, fantastic for gaming. There you go. All right, so that's what my cost is. Your projector alone is going to kill you. So we have a 3,000 to 1. My projector is 3,000 to 1 contrast. It is 1920 by 1200. It's not even 4K at all, period. And it's a 4,000 projector, but 4 feet from the screen. Let me see. We got $590 is my full cost. Now, let's go to you. Your screen is probably in the range of 130 bucks. It's a 0-inch. I've had these before. Probably Elite screens, 0-inch. So we'll give you nice and generous and say $130 is what you paid for your screen. Your projector, when it came out, it's around, that's what you paid for when it first came out, was $3,100. Let me see P2s when they first came out. Pages when it first came out. Let's go. We'll give you the $3,200, okay? So, matter of fact, we'll give you 31, okay? 3,100. 3,100 you paid. So you're already $3,230 in the hole already. All right. Your sound system, we know what you paid for that thing at the end of the day, but I'm not going to add that in there because, again, anybody can go with anything at the end of the day. So we'll take that off. We won't even add in your sound system. We'll let that slide. And your paint, at the end of the day, when you purchased it, when you first came with all that stuff, was around $90. But you know what? We'll keep it at $60 because that's what you're charging now. See everything we took off for you? So altogether, you spent $3,290. That's what it cost you. So, how can you save people money if you can't save it yourself? Can you pick up an Infinity One contrast level after paying for all that? No. Can you use your screen in the same well-lit environment, display contrast, colors, white levels? No. Can you take out $4,000 and $5,000, $700 high-end projection screens? No. Do you read color? No. Do you require calibrating and all that nonsense? Yes. Can you go outside? No, you cannot. Your screen paint doesn't work outside because if it's worse in here, you can't operate. It's going to be 10 times worse out there. And neither can you read the Infinity contrast level, neither can you read color out there in any way whatsoever. So, you spent all that money for something that you can't even use the contrast, doesn't read color correctly, sticks you in a dark environment, doesn't have ambient light projection in any way whatsoever. You clearly had that stated on your website that your product is not ambient light projection. So again, that sucks. Yeah, that's a lot of money to pay for something that doesn't work correctly. At all. Period. All that you spent. So, judging by that, can't lie, numbers don't lie, and performance doesn't lie. Tell me, your customers right now that are using your product, are they in the same environment that my customer Hector is sitting in right now? Are they outside showing demonstrations in the afternoon? Are they doing this? No, they're not doing this at all. They're in these dark environments just like you. Is their picture quality looking the same as yours? No, because you're using a high-grade projector and they're not. And that shows a big difference on a great screen. So how in the world can you save people hundreds if you literally just spent thousands for your setup? Because you can't use the projectors we're using in our demonstrations. We got 3,000 to 1 contrast. That would look horrible on a gray screen. And even with the 2 million to 1, still doesn't work. Whew, man, that is, that's gotta suck. So you spent, we didn't even add your stereo system. We took that out. We didn't even add the full cost of your projector. Took that out. We didn't add the full cost of the screen. We didn't even add in tax. You had $3,290 on a system that you're in the dark 24/7. And if you're saying that your gray screen reads an infinity contrast level, that's a lie. Doesn't read that. And you don't read actual color. Let's say you take that ultra short though outside, like we did the P2 in the same time of day and do a demonstration. I took that P2, I had it set up upstairs, took it disconnected, took it downstairs and set it up. Do your projector like that on your gray screen outside and see what happens. Well, it can't work. If it did, you would have done the demonstration by now. So $590 to $290. And you can't do half the, and I can't do anything my screen can do. Sorry, my handwriting's kind of crazy. How did you save anybody any money if you can't save it yourself? And that 590 can do far more than what your screen can do. You're not taking on no certified screen, I'll tell you that much. So you're not saving anybody thousands of dollars there. Okay then. That's the reality check right there. That's the reality check. So you spend for a gray screen, you'll spend 10 times more money to fix your mess. You'll be stuck in dark environments to spend money for more high-end projectors to try to fix the problems, try to correct everything. And then on top of that, all in all, you'll try to pick up a much inkier contrast, which in the end, you're still going to end up with a shade of gray after spending all that money. So you didn't get anything. 4K demonstrations. So certified sample I have coming in, you can't go near that with a 10-foot pole. Because what you're trying to do is, and this is what they do, I'll watch you. You'll stick it in a dark environment and he'll basically say, look, I got the same screen. No, you don't. You got to stick it in this environment. That's what these screens run in. They run in these kind of environments. And that's what you got to do. Stick it in the environment that the screen is designed to be in. When you did the demonstrations and you try to fool your customer saying, look, our screens work just like TVs. How in the world can you even make that statement? You can't read an infinity contrast level. You picking up the same contrast level as a TV? Where are you getting that from? My cell phone's better than your screen paint. Literally, my cell phone I have right here is better than your screen paint. If I'm going to watch Batman on here, I'm picking up a 100% contrast level. My cell phone has an OLED screen on it. I'm picking up a 100% contrast. I can't see that on a gray screen. Nope. So that's why I said be careful. Do your research when you buy these products, because you have to know what you're getting yourself into. So sit there and don't lie to you on camera. And say that we have this, that, and the other. When it comes to the real deal, you fall short. And if you're sitting on there talking about you're saving your customers money, you ain't saving them jack, because you didn't save anything yourself. My setup right here is far better than yours. It cost me $590. If I take this projector out right now and I go grab my $60 projector, guess how much money it cost me? Far less. If I swap it out and I get my other projector over here, I think around 250 bucks, it costs me far less. If I go grab my other projector over here and I swap it out, it costs $270, it costs me far less. I got an Optima right now that's 2,800 lumens. Taco's projector we use in demonstrations in a fully lit environment. That projector cost me $37. And guess what I can do with that $3,700? I can pick up an infinity contrast level in a fully lit environment and take out a certified at the same time. So again, you have to pay more money when you deal with those screens. You have to. The more money you spend, the better your contrast level is going to work. That's how it works. Look at that difference. Saving your money. Didn't even add your sound system in, nothing like that. Heck, I can do you a big favor. Let's take out the, let's just leave the projector in. Forget the screen, let's just leave the projector in. And we'll give you $3,100 on the projector. You still cost more than my product. And that screen paints a bigger screen size than your 16 ounces does. On our side, for your screen takes 32 ounces. Mine takes 16 ounces, so I get more coverage than yours too on top of that. It takes 32 ounces for you to paint a 120 to 135 inch screen. Do you know how much we paint in with a 32 ounce container? We could paint up to a 180 inch screen. 16 ounces would paint your screen easily with paint left over to put into a paint sprayer and to do 3 or 4 applications. So yeah, coverage is not even good on it. Coverage is bad, extremely bad on it. And I did it right on camera, so if anybody sits there and says you have proof, yeah, I did it on camera for everybody to watch. And I took the remaining what was left over and used it to spray over a couple of cardboard surfaces for fun. No, so you're not saving money, you're not getting quality, you're getting ripped off. Certified screens, at least you are getting what you paid for, because I told you if I put the certified screen against the white surface, it shows an amazing contrast. It doesn't show 100% affinity, but it shows much better than the gray screen. But the only problem is it's just very expensive. That's all. Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you to my friend who went out and ordered and got our surfaces for us. I do appreciate that, because again, you know, when I do my testing, I do not like to say things that are not true. And even though we have the history backing up us taking on certified screens, I feel much happier knowing that the technology we have here, even though it has the capability to prove and show it to you. First test for you gray screen paint makers out here, Smarter Screens. Go pick it up. You still have that apple barrel challenge to go through, but yeah, test it out. See where your product compares to that. Don't forget to do the demonstration live. And again, got to add this in real quick. You got 4 days to have a tracking number for my black paint. All of you guys who made that statement, I want my product. I have testing coming up soon. So I'm expecting to have my black paint already paid for and shipped over here. Now, for those who don't know, people have made accusations about my products being scams and ripoffs. We gave them the opportunity to back their claims before we hit court, that they can basically ship me down black paint. They have full permission from us to send our product down. Keep in mind, I'll be sending copies of letters to you guys tomorrow. Everything will be recorded so the judge sees it, the lawyers see it, ensure that we did give you permission to do so. Anything comes in those packages, which it says right there, clearly you stated, you'll read through the whole policy, but anything comes in those packages other than the paint, you will basically be facing post office fraud charges. You will not be putting your post office box or none of that. It will be your official address with your first and last name attached to it. If you feel that this makes you uncomfortable, because you committed some crime and you have some charges being pressed against you, then that clearly tells me at the end of the day that you know that you're guilty. So, man up, put all your information on it, ship it out to me. I'll send you my address where I'm at right now. If you don't have it, I expect to have my product and my tracking numbers. That's it. Simple and plain. Oh, man. Can't wait till I can do this to a certified company. That's going to be fun. Get a certified company to send me down black paint. Come on, send me down black paint. Send it over. That's going to be interesting. Okay, let me see. So that's finished. That's done. Just showing off some video for fun. That's all we're doing. Have a little fun here. Let the screen flex for a little bit. Ugh. The older you get, the more sounds you're going to make like that. Let's get some sound here. Ugh. go. Got a serger on my floor, so you're sitting right directly on top of it. And I'm going to turn my projector off. This is the projector yesterday. We had to pull the filter out and clean. Yeah. So turn it on. No more little indicator popping up. Filters have to be filled. But we're going to show you how to repair them once the stuff gets in. Show you how to repair your filters. Thank you to my friend for getting my surfaces in. I do appreciate that. Do I expect the road to be easy when we get out there? No. We know Satan's going to come after us. Oh, definitely going to come after us. And so I got a big picture for my company, what I want to do, how I want to help people out with my company. So, I do expect Satan to be out there with us. 100%. He's going to be out there trying to fight us. But you got to remember, we serve God. So with God with us, who can stand against us? Our technology will be victorious. We will do exactly what it's designed to do in every demonstration we pop in. Again and again and again, we will back our products up 100% no matter what. And we will actually have the most affordable technology on the market, most high performance technology on the market, and our products will be known and our company will be known as helping people out less fortunate than ourselves. So we can make sure that we can take care of things on both ends. I know I got Satan after me because at the end of the day, he doesn't want to see this come to light. He doesn't want us talking about the Lord. He doesn't want us doing things to try to, usher people into becoming Christians, you know what I mean? Whether they choose or not, it's up to them to give people all freedom of that. My mother didn't try to push me into it at the end of the day. And making technology that's affordable for everybody. So I know we're going to deal with a lot of hatred and people that don't like us at the end of the day. But you know what? Got a message for you. You can't stop God. So, message to you and message to Satan. You can't stop God. That's why we have in those packages, unstoppable. Because you can't stop God. Now, let me see. I got to get a flatter surface in here because this waves a little bit. Because again, after having a perfect flat wall, I want to do some off the short though. But I want my $60 baby up and going. Yep, can't stop us, can't stop God, and message for Satan. Now you're going to lose every single time. Every single time. Maybe one day, God willing, we'll have a business over in the UK. We'll have establishments set up over in the UK and different countries, or if we can find someone in an area that's at a main hub that they can basically work around, like they can work in different countries and get them in the main hub, or I don't know how they would do it, but anyway, we'll have to talk to somebody about all that. We can start making our products available overseas for our customers, but we have to make it so that we can fight and defend ourselves. Again, because again, we're going to be dealing with customers that may be bad, are going to be bad, and they're going to try to hurt our company. So we have to be able to utilize the batch number over there. Right now we can't, because again, we are not covered in the sections at all, period. We can't back our products up with the batch number guarantee because we can't fight it. We can't take a person to court because they're out of the jurisdiction, so we can't do it. But we'll get it. We'll get it. We'll be over there sooner or later. You know what I mean? Just unfortunately, not with this technology right now. I have a few friends over in Dubai. I have some friends over in other countries that said that we can work with you to help get this done. So we'll see what we go from there. I will be interested in getting an overseas contract if it means that we can get our products overseas to our customers. And again, that's no shipping costs because it'll be right over there already. So that'll make it even better right there. On top of that, that cuts down on the customs thing and all that altogether because the product's already there. That's what I would love to be able to do. So we'll see what God has for us. But don't think at the overseas customer today, we haven't given up on you. We just got, for right now, we can't, but we are working on ways to figure out how. Because I would love to have my technology over there and have you be able to enjoy the same thing my customers enjoy over here. Got to go. Thank you for your time again, and God bless.